This is a CBS News special report. I'm Norah O'Donnell in Washington. We are coming on the air at this hour because the jury has reached a verdict in the double murder trial of Alex Murdaugh. Let's listen into the courtroom now in Walterboro, South Carolina.
The defendant will rise. Madam Clerk, you may publish the verdict starting with the back, not with the, let's see, I'll tell you again. Starting with the back, flipping them over one by one.
Okay.
State of South Carolina versus.
Docket number 2022 GS 15-00592, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions in the term of 2022, July, the State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. You want me to turn it over? Okay. Guilty verdict. Signed by the forelady, 3-2-23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00593, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions, the July term of 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. Verdict, guilty, signed by the forelady, date 3/2/23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00595, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. SC Code -16-23-0490, CDR Code 0549, verdict, guilty, signed by the foreperson of the jury, date 3/2/23. Docket number 2022 GS-15-00594. The State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. SC Code 16-23-0490, CDR Code 0549, verdict, guilty. Signed by the foreperson of the jury, 3/2/23.
Thank you. Madam Forelady and members of the jury, if that is the verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your right hands. All right, thank you. Any individual polling requested?
We do, Your Honor.
Madam Clerk, you'll need to individually poll the jury according to their juror numbers.
Number 193. Was this your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 254.
Yep.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 326. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still
Well,
your
we are
verdict?
following this breaking news out of South Carolina. Alec Murdaugh found guilty on all 4 counts of murdering his son, Paul Murdaugh, who was 22 years old, and his wife, Maggie, who was 52 years old. Let's bring in our Nikki Batiste, who has been covering this trial since the beginning and is at the courthouse in Walterboro, South Carolina. Nikki, boy, this jury did not take long to deliberate and find him guilty.
589.
No, Nora, and honestly, the reaction around here was shock. Everyone started running to the courtroom when we heard there was a verdict. After just 3 hours of deliberations, there were 5 women and 7 men on this jury. I've been watching Alec Murdaugh as the verdict has been read, and he's had virtually no reaction at all. He looked down at the ground a little bit. I'm also watching his surviving son, Buster Murdaugh, who testified for the defense. He also is just looking straight ahead. This was a case that the prosecution reiterated over and over again that Alec Murdaugh is a liar. He lied about whether or not he was near the crime scene just before the murders, and then he said on the stand that he was, that he'd lied for a decade about financial crimes. He'd lied about an opioid addiction to his friends and his family. The prosecution also created a timeline of his day on the day of the murders from cell phone evidence, and you could see that he was there at the crime scene within minutes of the murders of his wife Maggie and his 22-year-old son Paul. Nora?
Nikki Batiste, thank you so much. Let's bring in CBS News legal analyst Jessica Levinson, who has been following this trial gavel to gavel. And Jessica, so good to have you. You probably followed it a lot closer than I did, but my understanding, there was no murder weapon, there were no witnesses, so the defense tried to create reasonable doubts. But what about his testimony on the stand? Did that hurt him?
I think it absolutely did. And I think what we saw is the fact that he took the stand meant that the defense knew that they had to throw a Hail Mary pass. They knew they were losing. He took the stand, and I think what was really deadly to him is something that Nikki just zeroed in on, which is they just didn't believe him. He, on the stand, had to admit that he had lied for 20 months about not being at the murder scene. He had to admit that only after witness located him at the murder scene right before the murders. And I think that was just the death knell for him because he lost all credibility in front of the jury. And let's also remember, this is a jury that heard about his purported financial crimes. They already saw him as a bad actor. Then they saw him as a liar as well.
Nikki Batiste, I mean, this is a trial that has captured national attention. There are specials, streaming specials already on this because of what this family, the prominence of this family in South Carolina and some of the other mysterious murders. These are not the only crimes he's accused of, correct?
No, Alec Murdaugh has been charged in a few financial crimes, but he faces about 99 more charges in a variety of crimes. There's one incident that I want to tell you about. In 2018, the Murdaugh housekeeper had an accidental fall and died. At her funeral, Alec Murdaugh suggested to her sons that they sue him because she fell at his house. They did. Alex Murdaugh's insurance company paid out a $4 million settlement. Alec Murdaugh took every dime. There's an example of the kind of financial fraud that he has conducted in the last decade. And I want to add that regardless of this verdict, we now know he's guilty. He'll face 30 years to life in prison. We're expecting the judge to sentence fairly quickly, but he will still be tried on those financial crimes. If he's convicted of all of them, some of which he's already admitted to on the stand, he could face an additional life sentence for them. Nora?
Nikki Batiste, thank you for your excellent coverage of this trial. And so just to recap, Alec Murdaugh found guilty of all 4 charges for the killings in 2021 of his 22-year-old son and his 52-year-old wife. Well, now Alec Murdaugh facing 30 years to life in prison. Our coverage will continue on CBS News Streaming, your local news, and we'll have more tonight on the CBS Evening News. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Nora O'Donnell.